all my people, can I get a hello? I go by the name of Seek. I'm representing the Hello Effect podcast, also the Worldwide Fleet DJs. DigiWax Media, we live at the Penthouse for New Music Wednesdays. Well, I got the pleasure sitting next to right now.
This is Camille McDonald, and you know me best from the hit reality TV show America's Next Top Model.
For anybody that don't know who you are, let the people know where you from, where you representing.
Well, they say Camille is like a chameleon, right? So I grew up in New York, born and raised in the boogie down BX Bronx to two West Indian parents. So also a rep for Jamaica, West Indies, and then, Westchester County where I live now. So shout out to everyone in Scarsdale. Shout out to everyone in Mamaroneck. You done know.
Shout out to the boogie down Bronx, you know what I mean? All right, so what brings you out to New Music Wednesdays tonight? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm fresh off a flight from Jamaica, West Indies, and I did an amazing music program called On Stage with Winford Williams, and we spoke about, what inspires me in my life and what I'm listening to and my new and upcoming projects. So why not bring it back to my hometown, New York?
All right, that's what's up. So let's talk about your upcoming project. What you got coming out? What's going on?
Well, there's so many things that are on my plate. Okay. I'm very fortunate to have been invited by the Women Leadership Conference to do a master class. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also the host for Turks and Caicos Fashion Week.
Okay.
And also Miss Global International, which is similar to a Miss Universe that's being held this year in Kingston, Jamaica, where all of the contestants have already won a crown and a title for their country. So it's a global situation where they can actually win Miss Global. So yours truly is not only a judge, but I do refinement classes, helping the girls refine their walk and how to answer questions, so forth and so on. So that's really great because 5% of the proceeds from this event goes towards helping rebuild Jamaica and the hotels that were damaged by the Category 5 hurricane Melissa that happened. So when the media goes away, there's still work that needs to be done behind the scenes. So this is my way of giving back because 50% of the hotels in Jamaica have not recovered from Hurricane Melissa.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So what do you love the most about all the things that you do?
Wow.
I hate to put you in that position because you probably love everything that you do, but what's the number one thing that you love the most?
Well, I feel like people who are in the public eye don't feel that they are role models. And if you are in the public eye, we are all humans, so we make mistakes, but we are role models. So for me, what I enjoy is being an inspiration and a role model, not to sound cliche, but also having the opportunity to leave a legacy.
That's a fact. All right, so how has your journey been as a woman in this industry?
Well, being a woman, we are the mother of creation, and oftentimes as a woman, we can tend to be perceived as the weaker or less dominant species, so to speak. But we are the ones who uplift our men, and you guys are one of our ribs, excuse me.
Yeah.
But in terms of being a woman, we are a reflection of what our men give us. So I try to stay positive, stay focused, and be there for, my king.
Yeah, but do you feel appreciated as a woman, though?
I do feel appreciated as a woman. It's about knowing how to navigate and knowing how to break barriers. So for me, in my particular experience, I do feel appreciated.
All right, so if anybody that's young, that's looking to do some of the things you do, you mind dropping a few words of encouragement for them how to reach that? Because we know different levels, it comes with more work.
Right. Well, I definitely encourage young women out there who are aspiring models or that want to work in the entertainment industry to watch the Netflix documentary, watch the E! True Hollywood documentary on America's Next Top Model. And that will give you a bit of the behind the scenes of the grit and what it takes to survive this industry. I'm fortunately blessed to be one of the young ladies who have made it through. I haven't really had I shouldn't say opportunity to tell my story. I've pretty much been falling back to see where this whole situation with Tyra Banks is navigating. And I think it's time that I let the world know what my experience was on America's Next Top Model, because you have to set the example so others don't fall into the same pitfalls that you have. That's if you care about the future generations.
Oh, okay. So you can't speak on your situation, like for like legal things,
Well,
or you just had a time
for
to.
my cycle 2, and I also did All Stars.
Okay.
You're talking about a program that came out about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And we were all under contract. We had NDAs, so we weren't allowed to speak about what happened. And even when those contracts and NDAs expired, there was still a sense of hesitance, because if you did say something, who would really
Listen.
believe you?
Yeah,
And
that's
it's almost
true.
like a rape victim. You know, once one person decides to speak up, maybe no one would believe that person, right? So they feel not empowered. But then when 2 or 3 or 4 people start speaking up, it becomes a movement. And so we are greater together in numbers when we talk about the good, the bad, and the indifferent, because you know, Tyra is speaking about having a cycle 25, but can you have a cycle 25 if those things are still going to affect others? So it's not that I could not speak about it. It's I want to speak about it in the best way to bring constructive and positive change, not to tear down another woman of color.
I respect that. All right, before we get up out of here, just let the people know where they could follow you at and support you at.
Of course. So my Instagram is at Camille McDonald.
Okay.
And you can also search me up that way, and you know, DM me, let me know what your questions are. And also, I always say to be signature. We all have something signature about us. What's your signature? So my platform really is to portray confidence and know your self-worth, because sometimes the race is not necessarily for the swift, because we live in a era where everyone wants immediate gratification. So the race is not for the swift, but those who endure it. And I think that's why I was able to have longevity in this industry.
That's cool. That's what's up. All right, once again, I go by the name of Seek, representing the Hello Effect Podcast, Worldwide Fleet DJs, Did You Wax Media. We live outside for New Music Wednesday, live at the Penthouse. Hello.